Chicago, a city of lights, history, and secrets. But beneath the noise, beneath the crowded streets, there are places where something feels wrong. Places where people don't just hear stories, they experience them. Tonight, you're about to uncover some of the most haunted locations in America. Real places, real encounters, and things that still can't be explained. But before we begin, if you're new to the channel British Hauntings, make sure to hit subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and don't forget to like, comment, and share this video, because the deeper you go, the darker it gets. Now, let's begin. Chicago, a city known for its towering skyline, deep dish pizza, and a history soaked in mystery. But beneath the bright lights, there are places where something doesn't feel right. Places where people don't just feel watched, they know they are. Tonight, we're uncovering 3 of the most haunted places in Chicago. Locations where the line between the living and the dead begins to blur. Hidden deep within the woods of southwest Chicago lies a cemetery that many refuse to enter after dark. Bachelor Grove Cemetery is often called one of the most haunted cemeteries in America. Visitors have reported shadowy figures moving between graves, phantom cars appearing and vanishing into thin air, and a mysterious woman in white, sitting silently on a tombstone, holding a baby. Photos taken here have captured unexplainable anomalies, figures that weren't visible to the human eye at the time. Even paranormal investigators admit this place feels different, like something is always watching, waiting. Standing tall on Michigan Avenue, the Congress Plaza Hotel looks like any historic luxury hotel, but inside, guests have reported something far from welcoming. Room 441 is said to be the most haunted. Lights flicker on their own, doors slam without warning, and some guests claim they woke up, unable to move, feeling a presence in the room with them. Staff members have reported hearing footsteps in empty hallways, and whispers coming from rooms that aren't occupied. Some believe the spirits here are tied to Chicago's dark past, a time of crime, corruption, and tragedy. And once you check in, you might not be alone. In the heart of Chicago stands a place once meant to help the living, but now, it may be home to the restless dead. Jane Addams' Hull House Museum is known for one of the most disturbing legends in the city. They call it the Devil Baby. According to the story, a deformed child was born here under mysterious circumstances, and strange things began happening soon after. Visitors have reported hearing a baby crying when no one is there. Doors creak open slowly, objects move on their own, and some people claim to feel sudden, overwhelming fear for no reason. Even today, staff and guests say the energy inside the building feels heavy. 3 dark histories, and countless stories that refuse to be explained. Chicago may look like a modern city, but beneath its surface, something lingers, something that never left. So the next time you find yourself walking these streets late at night, just remember, you might not be alone. Chicago, a city that never sleeps. But there are moments when it feels like something else wakes up. The places you've just seen? That's only the beginning. Because Chicago's history isn't just haunted, it's cursed. Just outside Chicago, in a quiet town called Justice, Illinois, there's a cemetery with a legend so famous, even locals refuse to drive past it at night. Resurrection Cemetery is home to the spirit known as Resurrection Mary. Drivers have reported picking up a young woman hitchhiking along Archer Avenue, only for her to vanish from the back seat. Some say she asked to be taken home, others say she never speaks at all. But the most chilling part, witnesses claim she disappears right at the gates of the cemetery, as if she never left. Her story dates back decades, yet sightings continue to this day, and those who see her never forget it. On a quiet Chicago street stands a theater frozen in time. Biograph Theater is famous for one reason. This is where infamous gangster John Dillinger met his end. In 1934 he walked out of this very theater, and was shot by federal agents just steps away. But some believe he never really left. Staff and visitors have reported seeing a shadowy figure standing near the alley where he died. Cold spots appear without warning, and an overwhelming sense of unease fills the air. Some even claim to hear footsteps following them when no one is there. It's as if history is replaying itself over and over again. At first glance, Graceland Cemetery looks peaceful. Beautiful statues, historic graves, a place of rest. But beneath that calm surface, there are stories that suggest otherwise. Visitors have reported seeing figures standing perfectly still, only to vanish when approached. Strange lights appear at night, hovering between the graves, and some say, if you stay long enough, enough, you'll hear whispers, not loud, not clear, but enough to make you question if you're really alone. So what is it about Chicago? Why do so many of these places share the same stories? Shadow figures, unexplained sounds, the feeling of being watched. Is it just imagination? Or is there something more? Some believe these hauntings are tied to the city's violent past, organized crime, unsolved murders, tragedies buried over time. Others believe these places sit on something older, something we don't fully understand. Chicago isn't just haunted, it's alive, in ways we can't explain. And the places we've shown you tonight, they're still there, still waiting. So if you ever find yourself in Chicago, and you hear footsteps behind you, or feel a sudden chill in the air, don't turn around, because sometimes, the scariest thing is what you can't see. Chicago. By now, you've seen the places, you've heard the stories. But what if the truth is, these aren't just locations? What if something is following the stories themselves? Millions pass through O'Hare International Airport every year. Busy terminals, constant noise, endless movement. But some travelers have reported something that doesn't belong. Shadowy figures standing near empty gates. People walking down hallways that suddenly vanish. Security staff have spoken, quietly, about figures appearing on cameras, only to disappear seconds later. Late at night, when the airport quiets down, some say you can hear footsteps echoing, in places where no one is scheduled to be, and in a place built for arrivals and departures. It seems, not everyone leaves. In Chicago's Wicker Park neighborhood, stands a hotel known for its modern design, but behind its clean walls, guests have reported experiences they can't explain. At the Roby Hotel, some say they've woken up to the sound of someone calling their name. Others claim they've seen figures standing at the edge of their bed. Elevators stop on floors that weren't selected. Lights turn on in empty rooms. And the most unsettling part? Many guests report the same feeling, that they're being watched the entire time. What if one of Chicago's most popular parks was hiding something much darker? Lincoln Park is built over what was once a cemetery. Thousands of bodies were buried here in the 1800s, but when the city expanded, not all of them were moved. Today, it's a place where families gather, where people jog, where life goes on. But at night, visitors have reported seeing figures standing between the trees, watching silently. Some have heard voices calling out from nowhere, and others say they've felt something brush past them when no one was there. 9 places, 9 stories, different locations, different histories, but all connected by the same question. Why? Why do so many people report the same experiences, the same shadows, the same whispers, the same feeling of not being alone? Is it possible that these places aren't haunted by spirits, but something else entirely? Something that appears only when you're not expecting it. Because sometimes, people who visit these places don't just leave with a story, they leave with something attached to them, a presence, a feeling that doesn't go away. So if you've watched this far, and you're sitting alone right now, take a moment, listen carefully, because if Chicago has taught us anything, it's that the unknown doesn't stay in one place. Subscribe if you want more real haunted stories from across America, because next time, we're not just exploring haunted places, we're uncovering stories that followed people home.